When I think of a victim, I always think of a dog who surrenders, rolls on his back, you know, tail in between his or her legs. Just victim. Just, I give up, surrender. Don't be that driver, okay? We are chilling off in one of those little cutoff areas. I don't know what you call them. They're not legitimate rest areas. They're more like just roll-offs, ride-offs, drive off the interstate and then drive right back on. I don't remember what they're called, man. Switching and heavy traffic. Just figure I'd take a minute to shoot a video. I ate already, so I'm just gonna relax before I go to sleep. You know, call the family, FaceTime, stuff like that. Nevertheless, you know, there was something that was mentioned in 2 or 3 driver meetings from the end of May, beginning of June. Something I have been thinking about for like 4 months, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to be that guy, right? I didn't want to be that guy that thinks he's all that, or, you know, people, oh, you think you're all that, you act like, you know, yada, 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 whatever people would say. I didn't want to be that guy that, you know, like I'm above anybody or like whatever the case may be. But since other people said it on the driver meeting, now I can say it. And you got it. It's the title of the video. Don't be a victim. I absolutely love Stephen Tassin. I know said it once or twice, and then somebody else said it too. I can't remember. Maybe it was Rob Lowe. Don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. When I think of a victim, I always think of a dog who surrenders, rolls on his back, you know, tail in between his or her legs. Just victim. Just, I give up, surrender. Don't be that driver, okay? You know, Prime cares about its drivers. You'd be hard pressed to try to show that Prime does not care about its drivers. I've only been here 11 months and I can see, I have examples, real life examples where Prime went above and beyond for a driver. Didn't have to, could have left the driver high and dry, but didn't do that. Prime cares about its drivers. It's just Prime doesn't have a mind reading division. You know, people who sit around and just read the minds of others and just know everything that's going on in every driver's life. They just ask that you communicate well. That's it, communicate. And that is with I'm keeping my eye on somebody here. That is with, you know, whether you have issues and otherwise, they just ask that you communicate. Prime clearly cares about its drivers though. Very clearly. It is extremely clear. If you have a problem, you gotta do something about it. You gotta say something about it. You can't just be a victim and let your problem happen to you. Shout out to No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. He commented on one of my videos, I think the Be Proactive video. He commented on one of them and said, happen to life. Don't let life happen to you. I really appreciate that comment, you know? Happen to life. Don't let life happen to you. In the same manner, don't just be a victim and roll over and let your circumstances overwhelm you and just let life happen to you. Do something about it. Here's a couple of examples, right? One example is, Danielle done with her pre-trip. One example is, if you have some sort of situation going on with your revenue, right? Some people don't mind making a certain amount of revenue. Maybe they're fine with grossing 3,000 solo, 3,500 solo. And then, give it a second. There you go, thank you. And then other people want to gross more than that. Some people don't mind grossing you know, $4,000 as a team, $5,000 as a team, and then other people want to gross more than that. If you have an issue with your revenue, don't be a victim about it. Speak to your fleet manager, right? Start recording data and statistics about where you're running, what kind of loads you're getting offered, what are you accepting, what are you declining, assuming that you're a lease driver, you know, whatever the case may be. Don't just be a victim. All right, here's another example. If you got a problem with your trainer, all right, maybe your trainer's not stopping, you're not getting the ability to shower, you know, you're never getting the ability to back, you feel like your trainer's not teaching you anything, you don't know how to do anything but hold the steering wheel. Don't be a victim. Reach out to your fleet manager about it. You see what I'm saying? Talked to a guy one time, he was having an issue with his truck, man. He just went lease and he thought his truck was all good, but his truck was not all good. And then it would just be messing up and, you know, like while he's trying to drive, to the point where he did not feel safe to drive. And he would reach out to me and I'd tell him what to do, just active steps on what to do. You know, don't be a victim about it. Do something about it. Reach out to Road Assist. Well, I reached out to Road Assist already. I went through the motions, but it's still happening. Reach out to them again. Don't be a victim. Do something about it. You got to be active, okay? Number one thing victims do when they run into a problem. Number one thing, and this is not Prime specific, number one thing victims do when they run into a problem is post about it on Facebook. That is a victim thing to do. Don't be a victim. Posting about it on Facebook does nothing for you. Don't post about it on Facebook and just rant and rave and then you didn't do anything. Don't be a victim. Prime care. If you're a Prime driver, Prime cares about you. And if you are doing everything you can do, if you are falling in line and in their system, you're gonna be fine. But if you're not fine, reach out to somebody. Don't be a victim. Don't be a victim. All right? I just really wanted to say that. It's been on my mind for quite some time. Trainees, you'd be talking about your trainers, this, and that. Have you reached out to anybody in the training department? Right? Have you spoken to your fleet manager? You know, oh, I don't feel comfortable with my fleet manager because the trainer, and I get it, but you still need to follow the chain of command. Don't be a victim. There's a process for everything. Don't lay on your back, roll over, and just complain and whine about it, and then you want to quit Prime. Don't let circumstances make you quit Prime. Don't be a victim. Most people are where they want to be in life. If you're not comfortable with where you want to be in life, make a shift. Communicate. Say something about it. Don't be a victim. You understand? We're about to get back on the road. And I got to turn the air back on. It's hot. I don't like sitting here without the air on. I don't run the air when you're shooting videos because it makes like this ambient noise in the background. It's just like... Nevertheless, we're about to get back on the road. Say bye, Danielle.
Bye.
We will see y'all later. You already know what the business is. Checking out, find you somebody to love. I love y'all. Don't forget, it's not about what you believe. It's why you believe it. And live free.